23 Main Street.
Home of everything to do with travel and style. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Bella Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Bella Braddock. And today, curating a travel style look that's actually wearable.
Yes, let's talk about lookbooks today. And
I love a good lookbook.
And Amelia's favorite topic, I was going to say, Pinterest mood boards as a way to do that. And we know a lot of you who listen love taking travel photos. You love taking lots of snaps, as you should.
Because let's be honest, how could you not?
But if you want to have really good travel photos and you want to sort of get yourself primed for your vacation, creating a lookbook ahead of time is a great way to do it. And I'm just going to say we're going to have a link in this post to the difference between the lookbook, mood board packing approach and a capsule wardrobe. We talk a lot about packing capsule wardrobes. One helps the other, I would say.
Yeah.
They're very similar in a way.
I wouldn't say they're similar, but I say they go hand in hand. And
Yeah.
I always do both.
I was going to say they're similar from the perspective that the objective of both of those is to ensure that you have mix and match outfits on your vacation.
Well, I would say the goal and the end desire with both of them is the same. And
Yeah.
it's to get the best, most aesthetic outfit photos you can get, at least for me.
Yeah. The only difference would be with a capsule wardrobe, you're trying to also do that with the least amount of items possible.
Exactly. But if you don't plan it out and put in the forethought, I don't know how you think you're going to...
Yeah, so they have
unless you have like gut
similar
intuition.
beginnings. So what I'm saying is a lookbook, mood board approach is still great for capsule wardrobe planning, or if you want to bring 3 suitcases full of wardrobes, hey, it's great for that as well. It really depends on where you're going and what you want to do when you get there with your style. So let's talk about, why does a lookbook help with packing? Well, packing can be overwhelming, we all know, so this just makes it a little easier and more fun. It's a good way to sort of get in the spirit of your trip before you go. Forces you to think about your outfits.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I think for me, when I'm on vacation, there's a lot going on. Personally, I like to know, at least have a general idea of what my outfit options are, because why would I bring a piece if I'm not going to wear it? If I don't have a look that's going to go with it, then it doesn't need to come.
Yeah.
So putting it in a lookbook situation beforehand, you might think to yourself, do I really need it? Maybe not. And then you can cut it out before you went upon your trip.
This should really stop you from ever saying in your hotel room, why did I pack this?
Well, you're never going to say that because, there's always the possible opportunity that you might need to wear something. But ideally, it cuts down on the coming home with unworn pieces situation.
All right, let's talk. I know you're a Pinterest mood board aficionado. So a lookbook is your ultimate and sort of the outcome of that. It's clothing based, but the mood board is the precursor to creating your lookbook. Pinterest is great for that. I know. Amelia loves this.
Guess what? You can actually, this is not an ad, but you can use Pinterest for both. Did you know? My personal recommendations. First of all, you go on, you find, the vibe of your trip, because there's a lot of the times when I'm shopping and I generally try and go for a more classic look in my day-to-day life, but there's lots of stuff. I'm like, that's the vibe of the trip. Isn't necessarily my overall vibe. No, but it's the vibe of the trip. So that's when you make the mood board. That's when you're out shopping and you're like, oh, okay, that fits in with my mood board. Once you have some pieces that are in line with the vibe that you've curated for what you want your trip to be, that's when you can start going into the collage feature and start piecing outfits together. Throwing an accessory in there. Well, how would this pair of sunglasses look? Or, oh, I see with this outfit, I would really like, a top that looks like this, and then you can go out and find one or see if you have something. That's always what I do.
And we have a very active Pinterest feed, so if you want inspiration from some of our items, you can toss those in there as well.
I love my Pinterest
It's
feed. Things
like if you're going to Italy, maybe neutral tones, a little splash of lemon color might work. You throw those on your board. Hawaii, going to be a different kind of mood board.
I have a bunch of different boards, from like North Carolina road trips to vitamin SEA, like vitamin C.
Yes.
Being, like the Bahamas, the Caribbean, things like that. I've got south of France, Mediterranean Sea, but even see for me, even France and Spain, they're different vibes.
Yeah.
That's a different board.
And even where you're going, because Nice is going to be a different vibe than Paris.
Exactly.
Or Bordeaux, for that matter.
How many boards do I have? Too many to count, but they're all fabulous. Highly recommend.
So it's sort of like a visual style compass, your Pinterest mood boards.
Well, because for me also, when I'm going somewhere, I love the anticipation of a vacation. I love the planning aspect. So this really helps channel all that energy into something that for me in the long run is quite productive because it helps to make sure I get the photos because I look at those photos all the time. Like when I'm remembering a trip, I absolutely love to look at photos, and it helps when I have an outfit that I'm proud of and happy with.
Yeah, because your travel wardrobe tells a story in and of itself. So you want to make sure that, when you share these things on social media, that you're sharing the story intentionally that you plan to capture in the first place. I know you like to do these quick mirror shots sometimes before you leave the room.
I like to log everything. I like to take lots of photos. I feel like you might have some familiarity with my love for photos, seeing as you're the one who takes a lot of them.
Yeah, and candids are the best. I know we got around to that eventually. I like the candid. There's a lot of candids of you, like some of the ones on the beach, Laguna Beach last year. I love. You don't always like them. I think they're great. I think
candid is a wrong word because there's real candids and then there's
photo session candids.
Quote unquote candids.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference. Yeah, there's walking down the street. If you're in your style, that still works. Then there's a photo shoot on the beach, but it's not posed. You're just shooting as you're moving around. And within that, there's a lot of natural pictures that come out of that. And really, do it all. That's the ultimate. That's the best.
I love fake candids. I feel like this is probably going to be such, a trend. And I do try and get some regular people photos in there as well. Like the mom photos, the one that's just like a nice smile, your face and everything, because I'm scared that in a couple of years, the Pinterest trend is going to die down and I'm going to look back and say, they were very much the vibe at the time, but what are a lot of these photos?
Well, it's fun. It is an archive. You can look back.
It encapsulates the moment. And even the filters you put on the photos adds such an effect on it. There's specific filters for time periods too. If you look back.
Yeah, I avoid those types of things personally for my work, but I guess for a lookbook, they make sense. There's other places than Pinterest
in the past,
too,
no,
right?
I'm new on Instagram too. I have private accounts as well. I know other people, myself included, that have private accounts where you go through and you make so you can see how things look on your feed and practice different filters, which one you like better, just so you can visualize what it looks like.
And there's apps like Stylebook. I don't know if you've ever used that. It's specifically made for that. Now, I'm not one for downloading a whole bunch of apps, but if you're really into this, you could do that if you don't want to use Pinterest, or you can even use your phone.
I was going to say, there's the bare bones, which I was doing at age 11. You lay your clothes out on the floor of your room, you go into your camera app, you take a photo and you put it in an album.
People still do that.
I do that. Yeah. If I'm getting lazy, what did I just do? My friend's like, oh, what are you wearing tonight? I'm not making it lookbook. Put it on the floor. Snap. Here you go. This is what I'm wearing.
And that's another thing I wanted to talk about. The fun of this, if you're trying to build a social media following around travel style, it's not just the photos themselves that you're going to take on your trip that you can use. It's what you just said. It's the photos that you take of your lookbook or from your lookbook before you even go.
Exactly. There's the detail shots, the suitcase shots.
That's so much content right there.
There's the questionable, TSA shot, which I'm convinced 50% of people have been at home and they're just lying. But there's lots of options.
And it's fun to post the before and then the in real life version of those outfits, There's lots of content. You can do carousels, reels.
Transitions.
Sort of, I like on TikTok what I packed and what I wore. And you sort of see,
I won't be making one of those videos.
Or even how it looked if you're on TikTok for that.
Actually, that's not true. I wear them all. Are they all needing to be worn? No, but I do get them worn. And I think that's what really matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, and my whole point in this is if you're somebody listening who really wants to grow your social media accounts as a style influencer, travel style expert, that sort of thing, this mood board lookbook approach gives you not only better focus on the outfits at the end of the day, but a ton of more content that you can post. And it's the kind of content that positions you as a style expert.
Exactly. I like to think of it like the fake candids or the paparazzi shots. When you have all of the fashion influencers, models, and they're walking down the street, they're not posing and smiling for the paparazzi, but that's what influences a lot of the fashion that we wear. What are the influencers wearing? That's what it is.
And even if you're not trying to be a style person, this is still fun to do for yourself, for your outfits. It will help you with packing.
My Instagram is private to 150 followers, and I only post on my story, and I still put in all this work because I love it.
Yeah, you have fun making the memories.
I love to have these photos. I have 7,000 photos in my camera roll of my back. I love the behind shots. I don't know why. There's way too many. We do it for the vibes.
Yeah, and it is going to start to do just exactly what you said. Focus. You may not have thought of that until you start putting a lookbook together and you realize, I sort of like this style of photo a lot.
I do it a lot. It's my go-to pose. Because I like each one of them individually, but then there's no variety. And so I'll just like meet from behind showing off whatever hairstyle I have that day.
So if you haven't done this before, try it. Start playing around. Pinterest is a really good place to start. It's free. It's easy. Nothing to download necessarily. I mean, you can download the Pinterest
just helps
app.
you get in the mood, really.
Yeah.
There's shuffles. There's lots of different apps you can use to make collages. Make a CapCut video of all your outfits. Like whatever you feel that helps you get in the vibe of your vacation.
And let us know, have you done this? Has it helped you? Has it inspired you to create different photos? Love to hear your stories with lookbooks and mood boards. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. As always, follow along on social media where you'll see our new releases all the time at 1923 Main Street, pretty much on every platform. Visit the shop at 1923mainstreet.com. We will see you again next week. And as always, roam freely and wear boldly.
Bye-bye.